Zhang Yi lounged on his sofa, the insulated sanctuary of his 24th floor apartment shielding him from the relentless minus 65 degrees Celsius outside. While the city was buried under 3 meters of snow and the television anchors shivered in down jackets, he indulged in the comforts of his alternate dimension storage, a brand new PS5, a massive 100-inch Sony screen, and a library of AAA titles ranging from Bayonetta 3 to Elden Ring. Dressed only in pajamas, he ate snacks and let the games drown out the world's collapse, feeling a detached superiority over the desperate neighbors he could hear only through a muted group chat. The peace was shattered when Aunt Lin, the neighborhood committee's self-appointed enforcer, pinged the chat demanding that Zhang Yi and a handful of young men go out and shovel the snow that had already swallowed the first floor. She framed the request as a civic duty, invoking the committee's authority and threatening that anyone who opposed her would be purged by the organization. The other residents echoed Zhang Yi's refusal, citing the lethal cold and lack of proper gear, but remained silent for fear of reprisal. Instead of yielding, Zhang Yi turned the tables. He scrolled the chat history, noted that the committee's call excluded the real power brokers, gangster Chen Zhanghao of apartment 601 and wealthy Su Hao of 802, and publicly mocked Aunt Lin's cowardice. He questioned why she singled out honest people while ignoring the gangsters and rich kids who could easily handle the snow. His sarcasm sparked a wave of agreement. Neighbors typed praise, calling him their internet mouthpiece, and demanded that the committee address the true bullies. Aunt Lin responded with a barrage of voice messages, insisting that snow shoveling was a public service, labeling dissenters as black sheep, and threatening to call the police if Zhang Yi continued his defamatory remarks. The threat only made Zhang Yi laugh, and the other residents, emboldened by his words, began gathering shovels despite the freezing wind. The confrontation left Aunt Lin humiliated, her authority visibly cracked, while Zhang Yi's contempt for the committee's hollow power grew louder, setting the stage for an escalating clash between individual defiance and the fragile remnants of communal order. Zhang Yi brushed aside Aunt Lin's command to shovel the snow and, driven by boredom, turned the group chat into a stage for his contempt. He taunted the elderly committee member, calling her swollen and demanding that the notorious thug Chen Zhanghao and the arrogant heir Su Hao descend from their apartments to clear the drifts. By naming them directly, he stripped away any pretense of politeness and forced the two men into the spotlight. Chen Zhanghao, identified by his ID 25602, responded with a string of question marks before unleashing a torrent of profanity in a voice message, ridiculing Aunt Lin and prompting the other residents to burst into laughter. Su Hao, lounging in a lavish bedroom with a woman, sent a dismissive voice clip and a photo, declaring that he had no interest in shoveling and that his wealth insulated him from any communal duty. Aunt Lin, visibly shaken by the public humiliation, scrambled to salvage her authority. She quickly tagged Chen and Su in the chat, urging all residents to gather tools and clear the snow together, hoping to appear proactive. The two men's scathing replies, however, turned the appeal into a farce. Chen's vulgar tirade and Su's smug proclamation that his parents' influence made him untouchable left the community indifferent, and Aunt Lin's words dissolved into background noise. The power dynamics of the neighborhood became starkly evident. Ordinary residents laughed, while the affluent few dismissed the committee's edicts without a second thought. Furious and feeling betrayed by Zhang Yi's interference, Aunt Lin sent him a private, angry message accusing him of sabotaging her efforts. Zhang Yi answered with cold disdain, labeling her a coward and a bully who preyed on the weak while fearing the strong. He warned her that any further provocation would bring severe consequences, invoking the memory of her late husband as a threat. Overwhelmed, Aunt Lin, referred to as Lin Dama, blocked Zhang Yi, her body trembling from the cold and fear. In her mind she plotted petty revenge, envisioning ways to delay his supply deliveries or withhold community information, and imagined a future where he would beg for her mercy. Despite the chaos, a few honest residents, aware of the looming need for work and supplies, still ventured out into the minus 65 degrees Celsius blizzard to shovel snow, their resolve contrasting sharply with the indifference of the wealthy. Aunt Lin, still clinging to a sliver of authority, re-entered the group chat to encourage participation, though her pleas fell on deaf ears. The tension in the chat lingered, a thin thread of conflict that could snap at any moment. Suddenly, Zhang Yi's phone rang. The caller ID displayed Chen Zhanghao's name. Anticipating a confrontation, Zhang Yi answered, his eyes narrowing, ready to meet the next challenge while remaining safely within his fortified apartment. The chapter closed on the uneasy stalemate. Zhang Yi, unflinching in his fortified safe house, prepared for whatever retaliation Chen Zhanghao might launch, while Aunt Lin's waning influence and the community's split loyalty set the stage for further discord in the frozen city. Zhang Yi's phone rang, and the line filled with a torrent of profanity as Chen Zhanghao, the notorious thug who ruled his neighborhood with a gang of hundreds, launched a barrage of curses. "Are you fucking asking for it? Who gave you the right to bring me up in the group chat?" Chen snarled, accusing Zhang Yi of daring to use him as an example. Zhang Yi answered in kind, calling Chen a useless piece of trash and threatening him with a string of vulgar insults before slamming the call and blocking the number. The exchange left both men seething, but Zhang Yi felt a strange satisfaction, recalling the murder Chen had ordered in his past life. After the call, Zhang Yi turned to the wall of security monitors that Zhanlong Security Company had installed throughout his fortified apartment building. The feeds showed the 6th floor hallway where Chen lived. Moments later, the door burst open and Chen emerged, bundled in a down jacket over a thermal undershirt, a baseball bat in hand, his chest tattoo exposed by an open zipper. The sub-zero air, well below -70°C, bit into him instantly, forcing him to rub his hands together before he hurried into the elevator. Zhang Yi, seated on his sofa, retrieved a hunting crossbow from beneath the coffee table, humming a tune as he loaded a massive bolt capable of piercing a 300-kilogram bore. The elevator ascended, and Zhang Yi positioned himself on a chair to peer through the 2-meter-high firing port built into his reinforced security door. He aimed the crossbow at the corridor outside, pistol tucked in his pocket for redundancy. When Chen's elevator doors opened, the thug bellowed, "Zhang Yi, you son of a bitch, get out here," and began pounding the door with his bat, his curses echoing off the 20-centimeter-thick bulletproof metal. The impact bruised his hand, but the door held firm, leaving Chen helpless on the other side. Zhang Yi's eyes narrowed as he watched Chen's furious expression. He could have fired the bolt into the thug's head, but a cold calculation stopped him. In this frozen world, everyone in the building except Zhang Yi was already doomed, and killing Chen would serve no purpose. Instead, he let the bolt fly toward the leg, the sharp projectile slicing cleanly through Chen's calf. A high-pitched scream ripped from Chen as he collapsed, clutching the wound that bled, then froze, the blood turning to ice. The severe injury, combined with the lack of medicine and the relentless cold, meant the leg would soon become useless and infection inevitable. Despite the pain, Chen dragged his crippled leg back to the elevator, his breath forming icy clouds. He stared at the frozen blood on his trousers, realizing that a ruthless gangster could be terrified by a single crossbow shot. Zhang Yi, still watching from his secure perch, chose not to finish the thug. He wanted Chen to suffer longer, to feel the cold, the fear, and the realization that his own reputation offered no protection. The episode cemented Zhang Yi's reputation as a merciless yet calculated survivor, while Chen's fate hung in a balance of frost and infection, his future uncertain in the relentless icebound city.